During the 1950s, my need for strange sci-fi comic books and scary sci-fi movies affected me. These scary interests helped me to become a changed man and drove me to create 5 more underrated sci-fi movies of the 1950s. Number 5, I Was a Teenage Werewolf. Directed by Gene Fowler Jr. and starring Michael Landon, Yvonne Lime, Whit Bitzel, Guy Williams, Cindy Robin, Barney Phillips, and Dawn Richard. A lack of anger management rules teenage Tony's life. He wants no one to touch him, and if they do, he reacts violently. Regardless, everyone pushes Tony to see the doctor/therapist/hypnotist/scientist who decides the best way to treat the aggression is to regress Tony and get him in touch with his primitive side.
Remember how it felt to run over the hills in the moonlight? No. Remember how wonderful it was when you sprang and suddenly dug in with your fangs, a soft throat, the gush of warm blood? No! No!
Guess what happens next? Instead of waiting for others to bug him, Tony turns werewolf and goes after them first. Number 4, I Was a Teenage Frankenstein. Directed by Herbert L. Strock and starring Whit Bitzel, Gary Conway, Robert Burton, Phyllis Coates, George Lynn, and Claudia Breyer. Professor Frankenstein wants to prove that he can bring inanimate body tissue back to life. Where have I heard this before? Just as he talks about it, 2 cars full of teenagers have an accident.
Teenagers, both cars loaded. Back from a party, I guess. Head-on collision.
The professor gets his wish to put together a human jigsaw puzzle.
Good morning. Look!
But after a few murders of his own, the resurrected teen overhears what the professor plans to do before they all go to England.
I assembled him, didn't I? I disassemble him here, preserve the parts, and later, in England, I reconstruct him.
I wonder why this angered the monster.
You want to see me killed? Don't you dare!
Number 3, The Amazing Colossal Man. Directed by Bert I. Gordon and starring Glenn Langan, Larry Thor, Kathy Downs, Russ Bender, Paul Hahn, and William Hudson. An army colonel runs to save a stranger in a small crashed plane. Unfortunately, his trek across an area where an atomic bomb test is occurring causes a health issue. The radiation blast doesn't kill him, but makes him grow 10 feet a day. Regardless of the nice tent the Army builds for the colonel, entertaining reading material, and a conversation with his wife about a vacation, he went to Las Vegas by himself. Too expensive. His problems really began when he tripped while visiting the Hoover Dam.
Oops.
Number 2, War of the Colossal Beast. Directed by Burt I. Gordon and starring Dean Parkin, Sally Frazier, Russ Bender, Roger Pace, and George Beckwar. When food delivery trucks go missing, it becomes evident that the injured Colossal Man has returned to Los Angeles and is hungry. The military captures the 60-foot exposed to radiation behemoth. After the soldiers secured him with rope to a comfortable mattress, is when the tug of war began. Number 1, I Married a Monster from Outer Space. Directed by Gene Fowler Jr. and starring Gloria Talbot, Tom Tryon, Chuck Whistle, Ty Hardin, Robert Ivers, and Peter Baldwin. Marge's husband of a year is cold towards her, so she follows him one evening during his nightly walk. She discovers that an alien has taken over her husband, and his walks take him back to his spaceship. When confronted, Alien Bill informs Marge that the women on his planet are extinct, and the space guys plan to mate with Earth women to repopulate their species.
Our sun became unstable, so we built some spaceships. Enough to carry all our people safely away before our sun exploded. But it took time to build those ships. As our sun's rays became more intense, our women died. Eventually, we'll have children with you.
What kind of children?
All kind.
As Marge seeks help, she finds that the aliens have already taken over many men in town. Well, that's the 5. Thank you all for so many wonderful suggestions and compliments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon with another one of my endless perceptions.